Hi, my name is Barrett Tanner, and I'm going to be speaking to you about play, the importance of it. Play is very important for children of all ages. Anyone, not only for children in preschool and elementary school, but also children who are in middle school, high school, college, graduate school, beyond that, moms, grandmas, everybody. Play is important because in play allows your brain to understand what's going on better, if that makes any sense. Play is not all fun and games. It really isn't. Play has a lot of benefits to our children, in their well-being. When it comes to play, it is important to keep in mind that children not only thrive when playing, but it also gives them a sense of leadership. It helps them to develop their social skills. Play helps them learn how to interact in a variety of different settings, in groups, one-on-one, in a group of 2, 5, 10. Play helps children to really interact and learn that, yes, I'm in a group and now I have to share what I have to say. I have to take turns with what I have to say. I mean, sure, it's not a bad thing. Kids love to share. But a lot of problem with these kids today, sorry, I'm Italian, I move a lot. A big issue with a lot of these kids today, and I know from being a preschool teacher, is that they cannot take turns. They have something to say, they have to say it right now. It has to be right now. And that's why it's very important for us to teach these kids, yes, you can tell me what you have to say, but let's take turns. Let's take turns with saying it. Let's take turns with speaking, holding a conversation. The goal of play is to help kids to develop. Because I'm one who get down and play with the kids. I love playing myself. And it helps learning new concepts. You always get that one kid in a group of 3 or 4 or 5 who really takes the charge and takes the lead and pushes the other kids to really grow and develop. And that's the whole point of play. Dramatic play is essential to all kids, especially early childhood kids. Children talk not only to themselves, but to their peers. If you really listen to them and watch them, you can see and hear them talking to themselves. It is not a bad thing. It's not. It's a really good thing because then it's allowing them to develop that language skill. So when they do talk to their peers or to their teachers or their parents or their brothers or sisters or cousins, they will have that skill to say, this is what I'm trying to say to you. This is what I feel. This is what I think. And that's what's important, is allowing them to have that skill and that time to develop that skill. Just like with babies, you put them on their tummies so they can learn to crawl. We have to do that with these kids. The whole point of dramatic play, in my opinion, is to allow kids to be able to develop that skill of staying on the same concept, staying focused, and staying on the conversation that's at hand, where they're like, okay, this is what we're talking about, this is what we have to say and focus with, and have them to be able to hold a conversation for more than just 3 turns. One of my favorite theorists that has to do with play is Lev Vygotsky. His theory has to do with cognitive development, which he theorizes that cognitive development is taken from the external world and transformed into language. Language is essential to life. everybody has to speak. It's essential to life, to culture, to jobs. You can't get a job nowadays when you're not speaking. You have to know how to speak. Whether it's sign language or actual English or Spanish or a different language, you have to know how to speak nowadays. You just cannot not know. And play does that for these kids. Play allows them to learn how to speak. Ryatsky also believes that play is a part of speaking, of the language that is spoken to children in their understanding of the external world. When children are playing, they are actually making sense of the world through their language and through their culture. If you honestly just watch a kid, because you get kids constantly asking you questions. And when I teach, I encourage my preschoolers to ask me questions, because that way I know they're actually listening, and by speaking, they're learning. And then they're taking that knowledge from circle time and applying it into playtime and dramatic play. When they're having conversations with their friends, they bring in that knowledge. Through play, children have the ability to explore their world through their senses. You get kids of all different backgrounds who can't see, who can't hear, kids who can see, kids who can hear. You get kids from all different backgrounds. And you know what? We love them all the same. We have to treat them all the same. It's not just, we're not treating you the same because of this. We have to treat all the kids the same. And I, for one, am not afraid to bring the kids out and say, you go and explore. Kids should be able to go feel and see and hear and smell, not taste. You do get those kids who are very brave enough to put dirt in their mouth or try to eat a rock or put leaves in their mouth. That's when you do need to stop them. However, what you can do is do a little food experiment with them. Sugars from the sand, flour, not saying how to eat it. Make jello or something and then bring it in, like straight the little leaves. And do it that way. If you're allowed to do that. Piaget is another big theorist influencer of mine. He's a very good theorist. I've heard about him since my freshman year of college. I've known about him before freshman year of college. I love his theory. He put his theory into stages, from birth to, I believe, well past 20. And you know what? I think if he was alive, he would be rolling in his grave today, because today a lot of people make school strictly about work environment. And you know what? Children will learn that in due time, in due season. When they're in school, especially preschool and elementary school, that's the time for them to be really growing and learning and developing. Because you gotta keep in mind, it takes a week after their birthday for their brain to get re-kicked, restarted, and to know, okay, I got this. And play will do that. Play is a big indicator of helping their brains get re-kicked and restarted. And you just gotta really, really help children to expand and move. Piaget believed that play is also consistent with cognitive development. See, a big indicator in cognitive development. Through cognitive development, you have language, you have motor skills, you have math, you have the arts. So you have all that movement. You have all that in the learning process of language. Right there, language. Both theorists believe play has to deal with mainly cognition and language. It's not a bad thing with that. He also believed to tame these goals in young children that they had to learn it through appropriate environmental stimuli in the experiments that children go through. Excuse me. Children need to learn through play. The problems, the situations that they go through in school, at home, they're going to take that and play. Take it to play. They may bottle it up, but I don't know about you, but I can tell when there's something wrong with one of my kids. I call them my babies. Because I can tell when there's something wrong with them. Because it's the way they play, dramatic play. They're just not themselves. That's always an indicator. But play is very big with that because it allows them to express their emotions and to grow. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I'm kind of sick, so please bear with me. Children take new knowledge and process it. Sometimes the process of the new knowledge does not happen in the comforts of the classroom or the house, but during play. I always believe that if you have two play areas, one with the play escape and then one with open area, fantastic. Children should have 30 minutes, 30 to 60 minutes of play every day, included elementary school. Now, if you only have 30 minutes, great. 15 minutes play escape, the other 15 minutes really explore in the area. If you can't do it outside, then take them someplace where they can run and explore. Like where I work, we have a rec room. And I utilize that rec room. If I can utilize it twice a week, great, I'd love to. I will love to do that. Once, okay. But they still get that chance to go and explore and to run that energy out and to play. Play helps with eye-hand coordination. Like jumping rope, you have to be able to say, okay, I know I'm going to jump. It helps with a lot of different things. It helps with exercise because they're running, they're climbing, they're moving, they're jumping, they're riding bikes. Any type of movement is an exercise. This is an exercise. That is an exercise. Any movement is an exercise, yes. But the biggest thing you want to do is have the kids go out there and have fun. Because if you make exercising, okay, we're going to do jumping jacks. We're going to do push-ups. You're not going to want to do it. You got to make it fun. Play has to be fun. And that's the big thing. As long as you're making it fun, girl, go for it. It helps them with their creativity. You know, kids will, I'm sorry, I have the screen over on the left-hand side of my computer. That's why I keep looking there. Excuse me. Kids will be creative, draw what they see, and stuff like that. Like, I have a girl in my class who absolutely loves to draw. And the biggest thing she'll do is draw when she comes in. From playing, she wants to draw. Excuse me. I mean, she does triangles and circles and squares and stuff. That is still drawing. It is still something. Excuse me. This is a quote from Ginsberg. She did back from 2007. She did a paper, and it says, play allows children to use their creativity while developing their imagination, dexterity, and physical, cognitive, and emotional strength. Play is important to healthy brain development. Play allows kids to use the knowledge, you use the brain. Play is a word that was thrown up a lot in this video, and I forever use the word play. I tell kids, very rarely do I tell my kids no, they can't play in an area. But play helps kids to develop their brain capacity, to develop their learning processes. I'm sorry, that scared me. To develop it. And that's what you want. You want kids to do that. Children become open to new possibilities when they are allowed to explore the world around them, when they're allowed to play. Give the kids pot and pans. Let them go drumming on it. They're playing. They're learning how to make a new beat, how to make noise. That noise will turn into some sort of beat that will turn into music. You gotta allow them to play. Where I teach most time, most of the day goes towards playing. We have maybe a half hour for breakfast, half hour for lunch. We have two and a half hour for nap time, 30 minutes for morning circle. Then we have 2 15-minute. So now the kids are in from like 8:30 to 5:30, or 6:30 to 4. Now the kids are in almost all day. So a lot of the day goes towards them learning to play. Now, one thing you can do, pick a thing, like winter. You can have them put out some mittens and winter gear and have them be like, okay, here's a scenario. You're out in the snow, put on what you need to put on and go play out in the snow. Okay, they'll do it. I've done it with my kids. They will do it because they absolutely love to play. Art, you could have paper snowflakes and have them paint on it, or just color it. Science, you could have fake snow for them to feel and those paper snowflakes, the fake ones, for them to look through the magnifying glass. Group time, talk about winter. What's going to happen, what they expect to do, what they want to do this winter, what they want to see this winter. Kids will tell you all that. You can have some kids down and say, okay, I want you to build me a snow fort and you to build me a castle, snow castle, and I want you to build me an ice cube, igloo. Sorry. And then some of the references you can do is language L367, which states they will comment on a variety of experiences, interaction, or observations, and kids will do that. Creative Arts 48.6, you have acts out similar scenarios, takes on familiar or brief periods, familiar roles, or for brief periods during dramatic play. You have Science 48.10, observe, record, and note patterns regarding weather and effects on the immediate environment. Kids will do that. Friday, when it was snowing, my kids were like, oh, Miss Barbara, it's snowing. Okay, let's sit down. What happened? Why do you think it snowed? Intentional teaching is always a good thing to do with the kids. You can have them play and just intentional teach them. Pretend it's snowing. What are you going to do on the snow? Let's play. Math mittens. Take some mittens, have them pair them off and count. Okay, you have 2 mittens in this one. There's 4 pairs. You know what I mean? No, come back. I'm sorry. And the outdoor play, weather permits. Literacy, have books about cold weather, about the winter. Have children practice their W for winter. Excuse me. Just different things like that. I hope this video was as entertaining as it was me making it. I'm so sorry for the interruptions. I am still getting over a cold, and I'm sorry I keep looking this way. But thank you for listening. I'm sorry. It is like 5. It's gone over like 5.5-ish minutes. But thank you again.